Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. In the world of cars that people ask me, like, what are some of your favorite cars? This right here, the 442s, I love. You know, everybody has their brand growing up, a flavor, whether you're a Ford guy or a Chevy guy or Olds guy or whatever. And I was not an Olds 442 guy, but one of the guys in my neighborhood had a super fast Olds 442. I mean, and he would, with the Vertigate shifter, the inline shifter, this guy could rock the world with that thing. So I remember that being so, and then I got one of these, and the drive and power of these cars is just a whole nother level of vehicle. The torque and the power as you feed it gas is just so much. It's very much like driving a Viper versus, say, driving a Porsche. A Porsche, you got to ring out, you know, in some of the small block muscle cars like a 302 and a Z28, right? All high winding, got to have RPMs to make power. Here, you don't need any RPMs to make power. Let me tell you, at idle, this thing's already making like 250 horsepower. So anyway, and one of the other things too is the Olds and Pontiac 455s, the Olds in particular, were used to start the SR71 Blackbirds. This has so much torque that they use those engines, right, back in the day to start those cars up. So anyway, I'm elaborating too much on the power of it, but it's a different kind of power, man. It's just awesome. Throw in the fact that this has a much better ride than any GM A-body out there, right? And the fact that this car here has almost every factory option you could possibly get. We're going to walk around the car to see all of the stuff that you're getting, right? And then throw in, I don't know, you know what? I'm not going to throw in any more stuff. We're going to look at the car, and then you're going to find a way to throw this in your garage. That's all the throwing that we're going to do today. So let's start with some paint, all right? Love this like root beer color, man, with the color matched rims, all right? Look at that. Black stripes. This has the optional ram air hood. And then I have a nice description here of all of the original NOS pieces that are on the car. I got this from a restorer that I buy one car a year from, and he knows so much about these cars. There's lots of detail in here, and I think that you're going to be very impressed when you see like original trim around the car and original stuff like that. All right, so come on up here. We'll start with some paint, right? Look at that. That's magnificent paint. Magnificent, all right? And one thing too is you can't feel the stripes in here. And the reason why that's important is because you want the car painted first, wet sanded. Then you want the black painted on, wet sanded. Then you want to clear the whole car so that you can wash and wax your baby as much as you want without tearing at the stripes and making them become ugly, all right? The ram air hood is almost mandatory on any 442. The flat hood, you know, it's just an effort at a Cutlass. This hood right here just makes this whole car. These are the original grills to the car that have been restored. Original 442 grills, not reproductions. New bumpers all around, new stainless and trim. I mean, look at this, you guys. T3 headlights, right? T3 headlights. You say, well, what's the big deal about a headlight? Well, the fact that that's 6 times more expensive or 10 times more expensive than a regular headlight means that somebody spent the time restoring the car. What you should look at as well is the underneath of this vehicle. It looks really great. So can we just keep walking around for a second? So buried inside here, because this a lot of times people don't ask, does this have disc brakes? Because not every car came with disc brakes, right? 442 could have, but some of the Mopars with big motors in them, they came with drum brakes. Anyway, this has power disc brakes, and it's on the sticker for the car. All right, color matched wheels we talked about, the 442 stripe on here, all new emblems, handles, mirrors, trim, weather stripping, all of this stuff that takes years and years to accumulate, then find somebody to do a restoration on the car. You don't have to wait for any of that. You don't have to do any of that. You can actually come here, right, and drive this weekend. You could drive this tomorrow if you want. You could drive it today if you wanted to. That's how fast you could drive this car because it's ready to go. It's that ready to go. All right, come back here for a second. We have the trumpet tips. All right, I just want to show you how detailed it is under there. New gas tank. The shocks are a different color. It's got the F41 suspension on there, so it has the sway bar that's there as well. And it's just a great look. It's got the rear wing, which I love. The rear wing just adds a super nice touch to these cars. These are great looking cars. I think you would agree. All right, so come on in here and let's take a peek at some stuff. All right, so listen, not a reproduction hood. Not a reproduction hood done in cheap fiberglass. This is a real steel hood, all right, with a ram air done properly. all the GM callouts for the decals and what have you. All right. This right here, this is a little bit of an upgraded intake manifold. It's a W30 intake manifold. All right, so you're going to get a little bit more power. This car makes more power than it did stock, but other than that, it looks great. Air conditioning here, we have the correct decal coming for this as well, all right, and we also have the battery topper. I wanted to get this video done. You'll see it in the new pictures that we put up there. I just wanted you to see the last little detail stuff that we do here. It's going to look really, really nice. The underhood light works. You say, well, what's the big deal about an underhood light? Well, you're right. What is the big deal about it? But to make the light work could have cost 2, 3, 5, 7 hours just in labor, just to make the wiring, make it go there, find out this, get the switch hooked up, get everything done. And that just gives you an idea of the level of restoration. If somebody's doing all of those little things, then you're really getting a really great, great car. All right? All right, so come on in here for a second. And let's look at some of the other detail. This is why this is so important. Check this out. We have a fifth painted wheel, right? I think we should get a trim ring for that and put that on. I think we're going to do that, and that'll be really nice just to add that one little touch when you open it. There's a jack in there, has the lug wrench. Look at all the manuals that it comes with, right? All the books, all the decoding, right? Microfiber towel, original 308 gear set, right? Versus the upgraded gear set that's in it right now, right? Even the trunk light works, which is an option, by the way, all right? Decals and stickers in here like they're supposed to be, all right? This also has an electric trunk release, all right? And so now we're going to go into the interior and see all of the magnificent amount of options. So we just went over power disc brakes, power steering, rear wing, hood, air cleaner, air conditioning, all the other good stuff under the hood, and now we're going to the inside. All right, let's go do that. All right, so excuse me while I adjust the tilt steering. Excuse me, I need to adjust the tilt steering because that's what I do. I like to show off. All right. All right. You know what? More importantly, I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I want you to hear this. Somebody spent a long time. The reason why I love buying cars from him is because he, first off, is a county. He handles the maintenance fleet for one of the largest counties in the entire country, right? And he's been there a long time, and he restores these cars, and he just is attention to detail. He's had this car for a really long time. They're downsizing, and that's why he finally gave this up, and you are going to be the beneficiary of somebody's really, really hard work. Look at this light. The map light is even working here, all right? So we have tilt wheel, we have the factory tack, and what we call a Tic-Toc-Tack. So it has a clock in it, and yes, the clock is working as well, right? 8-track tape player, AM, FM stereo, air conditioning we talked about earlier. This has a hood lock. Remember, hood locks were an option back in the day. They weren't standard things, okay? Inside here, okay, here's the electric trunk release. How cool is that? Original instructions here for tire pressures, all right? And some other items there. Buckets and console, another option. Power windows, another option. Power locks, another option. It just keeps going and going and going. I put the keys in my pocket, and now I don't know what I did with them, so I need to get those out because I wanted to show you a little something, and that was, sorry, my bad, not the car's fault. Here we go. Oh, something else I forgot. This has a day and night mirror with the switch here. I don't know. It's just such a comfortable car. Like, you could definitely go out with another couple in here. Look at the interior. This is called pearl white, by the way. In 70, you would have got this instead of just a white interior. It's a much nicer interior. You can see this is clearly a lot nicer inside because it was more expensive than, say, a Chevelle or something.